And so I want to just premise this next channel with Kryon for those in the audience who may have never done a Circle of 12 meditation. They are different to the channels. This is experiential. And Kryon doesn't even like us saying meditation, because is it real or is it not? Are you participating in what Kryon is inviting you to participate in or not? And the journey is absolutely real if you choose to have it that way. And we are in two worlds always at that same time. And for me, the Circle of 12 is about integrating the other side of the veil into everyday life in every moment. And that's the intention. I think that's why Kryon's giving that to us. So I invite you...
May I just, before you go, there have been questions.
Yes.
Why do I pick up this microphone when I had another one in my hand? This one has a wire. And some of you know, because there have been times, especially in Europe, where I have drained batteries in a wireless microphone. And it happens very, very quickly. So it doesn't happen, I use a microphone with a wire. So that's why I picked this up on a channel.
I love that you love sharing your nerd stuff with us. So, yeah. And he took off his watch because he drains batteries. Well, Kryon does, actually, yes. All right, beautiful family, soul family. What a precious moment we find ourselves in. Gathered together, hearts merging as one. And in that merging of space, I invite you to close your eyes and allow your breathing to move into that place where you're breathing deep breaths into your belly. And then as you breathe out, exhale for that slow count. And as our breathing slows to a pace where we breathe in for 5 to 6 counts and exhale for 8 counts, we begin to synchronize with one another. We become entrained. And our intention is to come closer to the core essence of who we are. And that intention is being amplified right now in this moment, because that intention is being shared by the beautiful family that surrounds you now in this room, together in this experience. And so we give that intent that we may come closer to the core essence of our being, and that collectively we are supporting each individual that also has that intention. We give that support that each individual who wants to come closer to their core essence of their being, we support that grand intention. And so there's nothing more to do except receive. Thank you, Kryon.
Greetings, dear ones. I am Kryon. Come a little closer. There has been a premise for so many years by those who are spiritual and have dedicated their lives to understanding the relationship between the Creator and themselves and all around them. There has been a premise that there are some things you can do as a human and some things you cannot. And that is regarding the subject of that is touching the elements of the Creator. How far can you go? Can you cross the veil? It's been asked so many times. Why is there a veil? It's been asked so many times. The veil is something that moves, dear ones, and it's been created literally by you. And it represents a wall of belief more than anything else, but more than belief, a wall of energy and enlightenment for humanity. As humans become more enlightened and the tools are given to them, especially during this shift, that veil starts to move. It also gets thinner. Nothing is absolute when it comes to that which has spiritual rules, as you have learned. There are no rules, dear ones, only opportunities. The veil has started to lift. And in that, I have asked my partner to create something that you didn't expect, a way for you to touch your soul. The soul is eternal, dear ones. You have one soul. And that one soul is responsible for all the incarnations that you've had. One soul, many lives. One soul, one set of guides come in with you. They look different. They change even during your life. As the light turns on, they change because you see them better. As the light turns on, you go from perhaps black and white into color. Aha experiences when you realize that you are bigger and God is bigger than anything you were told. We have a ceremony that we use in this circle of 12, and we're going to do it now. And the ceremony is this: that you acknowledge that there are things you don't know. You walk around in 4 dimensions, basically. You broach many others, and your own DNA has multidimensional properties. If you doubt that, what does a quantum biologist do? You and so many things around you are built in a multidimensional way. Gravity, magnetics, and so much more. Multidimensional, beyond your understanding, and sitting there waiting for you to use them. It's the revelation to come with energy, with food growth, with so many things that will change this planet dramatically. All sitting there waiting. Multidimensionality is the future. But your reality still sits in 4. Your soul is multidimensional. When you touch your soul, dear ones, sometimes there is a rewriting, literally, of your entire structure, and that is when healing often occurs. When you have spontaneous remission, what is that? What causes it? What are the attributes of it? And I'll tell you, it's when you touch your soul. And it rewrites everything inside you, including every single disease and any inappropriate thing. And it's always been there for you for that. My partner's experience, he told you yesterday, showed him that. It comes from the creative source indeed, but that comes inside you. As you start to touch that which is multidimensional, especially that which belongs to you, which you are, which is your soul, things start to change within you. Can you imagine connecting to your soul in such a way that you get wisdom that has always been there? Things that you know are there, and you just haven't been able to get because you're a human being and you can't get across the veil. Well, I want you to come with me across the veil. There is a bridge that we always talk about. It's ceremonial and it's metaphoric in this visualization, in this meditation. And it crosses from the known to the unknown. And there is a veil in the middle of the bridge. It represents that veil you've been told between you and the Creator. That veil you might cross in death and come back through in reincarnate. But you're not going to die because you don't have to. The veil is for you, always has been for you, to move across in your own way and discover the bigger you. It's all there, always has been. What if you could touch that which is your own soul energy, that eternal soul that always was and always will be, that is part of the creative source? We're going to cross that bridge in just a moment. We're going to walk through a veil, a mist, if you choose to. And this is something that some say, I don't think I want to do that because I've been told it's dangerous. If you're uncomfortable, don't do it. But for the rest of you, the invitation right now is to take my hand. And in taking my hand, dear ones, you will cross in safety with me to a place that is unknown. And what I mean by unknown is when you move into multidimensional energies, things are not what you seem. They're not what you think they are. They scramble themselves. It seems like a dream where there are so many realities that you meet people that shouldn't have known one another in times that are wrong. That's what it's like. And that's why you're with me. I want you to move through the mist into, I'll call it a place, but it isn't. In a multidimensional sense, there is no such thing as a place or even a location. It's energy-based, dear ones. But for you, you are in the grandest place that you can imagine, the most beautiful place you've ever been, or that you've only seen perhaps in pictures. And you begin to realize it's you. Those things that you fantasized about regarding the beauty of what could be, of what you could look upon in a vista on this planet, in the beauty that's there, is right in front of you. And you realize you've been visualizing about you. It's hard to describe how this drips with compassion and love, but it does. First thing, it makes you wonder, why hasn't that got through the veil to me? How can I sit here in such peacefulness and wonderment? How can I have this now and it didn't filter into my body? And I will tell you, this is a new tool because you're going to take back some of this with you if you want. This is new. Permission to touch that face of your soul, even for a little bit, even for meditations, and bring back things that you should have now for this time. My partner, through my Kryon words, has told you that you are in a conflict, and you are, of light and dark. This is the tool, not just through the Circle of 12, but is happening all over the world, where people are starting to touch wisdom that they've never had. And light workers, old souls who have been incarnate in this world for hundreds of times. It's like a school, dear ones. It's a school of learning. Every time you come to the planet, you learn something. And you come back. Those who come to the planet for the first time, you can spot them. I'll even call them newbies. Because you say A and they say B back. They don't even know how things work. It is a school that you have gone through, old soul, a light school, where you now are in graduate status. Truly you are, because now you're starting to use these tools. Imagine bringing pieces and parts of the wisdom of what you've learned and your soul back to you to use. How does that work, Kryon? It works. It works in a multidimensional way with thoughts and intuitions that you've never had, with ideas that will keep you safe from fear, from ways of posturing your life so that you are above the fray. Mastery starts to be yours. What's going to happen in this place? I'll do something which is common. I want to take you through a door, a portal. The door, it has a name on it. It's your name, by the way, but it's written in light. It's a light name. It's the name we call you by. You can't even pronounce it. You see, it's not a name that's pronounced. It's an energy name. You won't know it until you pass from this earth yet again, and you'll recognize it. Because we sing your name in light. I'll tell you, when you are not on this planet, you experience some of these things. Compassion, love, lack of turmoil, beauty, understanding, safety, and spiritual logic. And that's a hard one for so many to realize, that the Creator has a plan, and so do you. And it's beautiful, above anything you thought. Come with me through this portal, this door, and we take you to a theater. It's a metaphoric place, a theater in the round, a theater that has an audience sunken all around it and the stage in the middle, and you have to go down into the chairs of the audience in order to get onto the stage, and you do that. And every single time we do that, there's something that happens here. Sometimes it's not a theater, but often it is. We have gone through this before in the broadcasts in a different way. And this way is for you today. You're going to see two chairs on the stage, and one is for you, and one is facing you. You can tell by that there's going to be a dialogue with someone in the other chair, that you're going to meet someone in the other chair. You go up onto the stage, and the lights seem to come on, but they illuminate an audience, which you look at and you say, there's hundreds here. Who are they this time? Why are they? There's always a purpose for this. There's always an interchange. There's always something to learn, or something to do, or something to feel, or someone to meet. Don't sit in the chair yet. I want you to stand there and just feel the compassion and the love and the planning that has gone into this moment for you. The love and the compassion and the safety for you as you sit in your soul for a moment, just for a moment. Who are these people? You start to see their faces, and you see, I know this. I recognize this. Somehow I know who these are. Who could they be? And finally, one of them stands as a spokesperson. And that one will be the first one you meet in the chair. And that one says to you, we are you. Each one of us in human form represent a past life you've had. We are you. And it's going to take some time, but you've got plenty of time, because each one of us is going to come up and sit in the chair and tell you what we learned. Tell you what is coming that we know. Tell you who you were and what you've gone through that is so spectacular and beautiful. And we're not going to fill you with the horrors of what you went through, but what you learned and the beauty, the children that you've had. And you'll notice that we are both genders. And you will see inside each of us pieces and parts of you, because we are the culmination of the shift and why you're here. Everything you have been through on the earth, all of us are you. Every incarnation has led up to an old soul that you are today on the earth. That's who we are. And in the audience, you will see one who is very, very small. And you're going to learn something right now, even from that. So small, they're an infant, even perhaps smaller. And you'll say, who is that? And the person will say, that is when you lived for 3 months and died. And you would say, what is that about? What is the purpose of that? That is a real past life. When you came in by design, to change your parents. And you did. You kicked them so hard with that death of a child. You kicked them so hard that they had to look at who they were. Something they would have never done before. They looked at who they were, and they crossed the veil themselves while they were here. And they found that which was spiritual truth. And they went on to shed the light to others and to others, because you came and you passed in 3 months. What a plan. And the person said, be careful, it wasn't a sacrifice. It was a beautiful life, because you passed life in the light in that way to those you loved on the planet. Each incarnation is designed in love, in compassion. Even when you come to places that don't seem to be good places, because you learned things and you took them into the next incarnation and the next incarnation. We can hardly wait to tell you the magnificence of every single life you live. Do you have time? Do you have time to listen? And in an interdimensional way, the answer is yes. Oh, I've got as much time as you want. How many are there? For you, dear one, the spokesperson said, there are over 300. We hope you have time. We hope you have time for us to love you, for you to see us in you, to meet yourself and realize how grand you are in the scope of things, and how you'll pass what you know to yourself the next time you come. And you will come back, because you are the light of the world, and you are the salvation of all that is. Light workers are the ones who will put light here. And the more light you have, and the more times you've come, the better off this planet will be. Stay. And one by one, indeed, they came up, and they sat across from you, and you recognized yourself, and they told you of the beauty, of the wonderment, of the things that you saw and you did, and who you were. And that is how every single one of you is seen by God. Stay there as long as you wish, and go there as often as you choose. This is the circle of 12. I am Kryon, in love with all of you, because I see you as God does. And so it is.